Sino naman ang magsasabi kung saan galing yan? Hindi naman nila tatatakan yan kung saan galing. Dahil, madaling salita, pang-espiya yan. Yan ay malinaw. Ngayon, kung kanino man galing yan.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ang pakay po ng Senate Resolution 1267 ay para alamin ang circumstances sa pagkakakita nitong HY drone number, ano na ba number nito? Dami na sigurong drone, nawala na sa akin yung number. 119. At sa umagang ito, ating aalamin kung meron bang paglabag sa mga umiiral na batas, pangkaragatan, pang-internasyonal, ang nasabing pagkakakita sa isang drone o kung meron itong kapahintulutan ng isang ahensya ng ating pamahalaan o kung meron itong epekto sa ating pambansang seguridad. At kung meron pang ibang drones na nakita, kagaya nitong submersible drone na nasa harapan natin ngayon, which I think is a prototype because the original drone is undergoing forensics investigation by the Philippine Navy at the moment and would still require 5 more weeks before a final determination as to its contents could be unraveled. So ito po yung background at sa kaalaman na lahat, katatapos lang malagdaan ng December 8 yung ating Philippine Maritime Zones Law as well as the Archipelagic Sea Lanes Law. Ito bang drone na ito ay pasok doon sa lahat ng kategorya ng vessels na nilalaman ng mga bagong batas na aking nabanggit. Ito bang drone na ito is a sovereign property? Ito bang drone na ito ay nararapat isole? Ito bang drone na ito is a warship that should be given a sovereign recognition by another state, the coastal state here, the Philippines? Ito bang drone na ito is considered as a civilian vessel? Ito bang drone na ito ay isang autonomous vessel o drone na ito ay isang bahagi lang ng pagkasaliksik na nanggaling sa isang mothership? O ito bang drone na ito ay bahagi ng panghihimasok ng ibang bansa sa ating karagatan? Paniniktik, espionage. Ito bang drone na ito ay nangangailangan, ang mga drone bang ganito ay nangangailangan pa ng pagbabago ng ating batas para masaklaw sa laki ng ating karagatan? Ito bang drone na ito ay dapat magbigay ng alarma sa ating mga mangingisda na pag nakakita ng ganito ay dapat huwag hulihin ng lambat at ipagpaalam na lang sa Philippine Coast Guard o Philippine Navy? Ito bang drone na ito ay armado? Kasi nabalitaan ko yung ganitong drone ay may nakabalot daw na maliit na kadenang kulay dilaw na pag iyong hinila ay baka sumabog. Yung naturang drone, parang kanyang self-destruction device or mechanism. Ito bang drone na ito ay bahagi ng ating pang-araw-araw na gawain sa karagatan na pwede na lamang sa baliwala? So we filed this resolution, Resolution 1267, for the purpose of determining whether there is a need. There is a need, 1, to amend our existing laws, 2, to effectively enforce our laws, 3, whether there is a need to make this part of our national security bell towers now. Baka naman yung nakikita lang natin sa taas ay yung monster ship, pero mas marami palang drone sa ilalim na dapat tayo maging alerto. So that's the reason for this Senate inquiry. Nagpapasalamat tayo sa pagdating ng tatlo nating magigiting na mangingisda. Papasalamat tayo sa pagdalo ng Philippine Navy, Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine PNP Maritime Command at ng Department of Justice, Department of National Defense, Department of Foreign Affairs. Papasalamat din tayo sa pagdalo ni Senator Risa Ontiveros at Senator J.V. Ejercito. With that, the committee inquiry of the Special Committee on Philippine Maritime and Admiralty Zones is hereby called to order. Recognize Senator Risa Ontiveros for her opening statement.
Salamat Mr. Chair at magandang umaga po sa lahat ng ating mga resource persons mula sa executive at mula sa sektor ng mga maliliit na mangingisda. Wala naman po akong opening statement Mr. Chair, pero naglo-look forward po ako sa mga presentations ng lahat ng ating mga resource persons at para sa pagkakataong makapagtanong ng ilang mga tanong kaugnay ng kung may kasaysayan na po ba itong pagde-deploy at paghahanap ng ating pamahalaan ng mga drones sa katubigan ng ating republika, kung ano po at least yung preliminary findings dun sa forensics investigation na sinabi ng chair ay kinukondukta pa hanggang sa ngayon. And then moving forward, ilang tanong po tungkol sa kasalukuyang kapasidad at mga plano o mga balak o pangarap ng Philippine Navy kaugnay ng anti-submarine warfare. Yun lamang po sa ngayon, Mr. Chair. Salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Senator J.B. Ejercito for your opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, we're here to listen, and we are very much concerned, with the discovery of this drone, especially with the precarious situation that we have now regarding the West Philippine Sea issue. And I'd like to thank the chair, our majority leader, for conducting this hearing, which is very much significant, considering that we are also in the process of trying to improve our defenses. We are, of course, with our aim of having that minimum credible defense posture. In line with that, this is a very significant hearing, so that we may already know the situation right now, the gravity of our conflict, or so to speak, with the superpower. So we're here to listen, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator JB. Siguro po to have a semblance of orderliness here, gawa natin ng chronology. We start with the fishermen na nanggaling pa sa Masbate. Sisimulan natin sa mga mangingisda. Pagkatapos po, ang susunod nating pagsasalitain na yung Philippine National Police. Kasunod po noon ang Philippine Navy. And then pataas po tayo sa Department of National Defense, Department of Foreign Affairs, and other scientists, resource persons present today. Dadagdagan ko po yung sinabi ko kanina, ito pong H-1 submarine drone, kasing haba po nito 12 feet, ay galing sa isang kumpanya sa aking pagkasaliksik na nakabase sa Tianjin, China, na inorganisa noong 2013. At kaya H-1, i-correct niyo ako mamaya, ay dahil ang tawag po sa kanya ay Haiyi or Sea Glider. So simulan po natin doon sa laysay ni na Mr. Pakiulit po yung pangalan ng ating nasa dulo kasi, Mr. Magno, at si
Rodney Valenzuela po.
Yung isa ay si Valenzuela, at yung kasama mo?
Jojo Cantela po, sir.
Okay, so simulan natin sa inyo. Anong araw nyo, magkasama kayo naglayag sa karagatan ng San Pascual? Anong araw yon? Paano nyo natagpuan? Isa-isa lang siguro kayong, isang bangka lang kayo, isa-isa lang kayong magsalita. Paano nyo natagpuan? Anong ginawa nyo? Bumalik ba kayo sa laot, ni-report sa police, o hinuli nyo na lang ng lambat at dinala sa dalampasigan? Sinong mauna? Si Homsek, sinong pangalan nung nauna? Mr. Valenzuela? Mr. Magno. Itaas mo nga o sa yung pangalan para makita ko. Ayun, Mr. Rodney Valenzuela. Okay. Mr. Valenzuela, Diyos maray na aga.
December 30 po,
30.
alas 6 ng umaga. Mag-deliver po kami ng isda papuntang San Pascual, bayan ng San Pascual. Nadaanan po namin yung kala ko po ay ano lang, buya-buya lang na ginagamit ng mga mangingisda bilang tanda. Nung nalapitan na namin, nakita ko po na may malaki palang katawan. Kaya binalikan ko po. At nung sinampa na namin, sabi ng kasama ko, bomba pala.
Teka muna, bumaba, nakalutang ba siya nung nakita nyo?
Ang lumulutang po ay yung dulo na kulay pula.
Itong pinaka...
Parang antena
fin.
po.
May antena siya.
Opo.
Okay, nakalutang. Okay, tapos?
Yun, napasampa na po namin. Diretso po kami ng bayan ng San Pascual.
Pinapihan nyo ng bangka nyo. Buti nagkasya sa bangka nyo.
Kasya po kasi medyo malaki naman bangka at saka hindi naman po ganong kabigatan.
Pero ang mga ilang kilo sa tingin mo?
Siguro nasa mahigit 100 siguro.
100
bigat.
kilo. So mga 4 na banyerang isda yun. So sinampan nyo, wala kayong kargang isda, balik kayo sa Dalampasigan, sa San Pascual. 2 lang kayo, sir?
Bali 3 po kami.
3. Yung pangatlo ay si Ginoong?
Si Jeric Arojado.
Hindi kasama ngayon dito, no? So pinagtulungan nyo, hindi kayo natakot nun?
Hindi pa po kasi hindi naman namin alam kung ano.
Yung kinukwento ko na parang meron siyang kadenang maliit na kulay dilaw. Nakakita kayo nun?
Wala po.
Wala siya. Siguro natanggal kasi sinasabi nila yung kadenang ganon na maliit na chain, tanikala, ay pag hinila ay sasabog. Hindi kayo nangambang ganon?
Wala po.
Anong unang sa isip nyo? Iuwi itong ganito?
Yung nasa isip ko po, parang buya-buya lang o parang wala lang sa amin kung ano ito.
Ano yung marka na nakita nyo?
HY119.
HY119. Ayun. Merong mga markings na kung anong hindi nyo maintindihan na letra?
Wala po.
Wala. Okay. So wala kayo narinig na ugong? Walang ganon?
Wala po.
So binuhat nyo lang. Ganong kalayo sa bayan ng San Pascual yung pinagkakitaan?
Estimate ko lang po siguro mga 1 milya siguro. O mga kalating milya galing Iniwaran papuntang San Pascual.
So malapit na sa beach?
Malapit po sa Isla Iniwaran.
Okay. Tapos, hindi siya nakasadsad sa baba?
Hindi po kasi medyo malalim.
So nakalutang siya sa gitna? Nakalabas lang yung antena? Ganon?
Opo.
Ganon kahaba yung antena?
Mga 3 roller siguro.
3 feet, 3 roller. So, buong-buo yun, sinampan nyo, dinala nyo sa bangka, pumunta kayo sa Dalampasigan. Pagdating sa beach, anong ginawa nyo? Hanap ng pulis o?
Hindi po, diretso po kaming bayan para ibinta yung isda. May isda po kaming dala.
Paano yung drone, yung submarine? Iniwan nyo lang sa bangka?
Opo.
So, wala na iwan sa bangka na hindi nyo pinagkatiwala na bantayan nyo muna yan. Baka kung ano yan, wala, ganon.
Hindi, ako po ang nakabantay. Sila yung nagbinta ng isda.
Binenta nila yung isda. So, naiwan ka. Sino ang nag-report sa munisipyo o sa pulis?
Itong 2 kong kasama, inutusan ko.
Okay.
Pero bumalik po sila na walang kasama kasi sabi nila, nahiya daw sila. At baka daw wala pagalitan lang kasi baka walang kwentang bagay. Kaya sabi ko,
so hindi kayo nag-report sa police?
Hindi po, bumalik po kami ng Iniwaran.
Walang Coast Guard doon? Walang istasyon ng Coast Guard?
Wala kasi maaga pa po, wala
pero
pa
may istasyon talaga ng Coast Guard doon, meron?
Mayroon po.
Wala kayo nakitang kawani ng Coast Guard?
Ewan ko po sa inutusan kong dalawa kasi
Ito, nung nasa bangka nyo, dumunta kayo sa beach, sa Dalampasigan, hindi naman pinagkaguluhan to ng mga nag-uusyoso. Kung ano yung huli nyong isda. Ba't ano,
nakita po ito sa beach nung binalik na namin.
Oo.
Bali, inuwi pa namin para iano sa mga barangay official.
Binuhat nyo, dala-dala nyo sa barangay.
Wala, hindi ko pa namin ginalaw sa bangka.
Okay. So yung tao, hindi pinagkaguluhan yan.
Pinagkaguluhan nga po.
Ayun.
Tuloy na sisi ako, sabi daw, bomba daw. Bomba
Oo,
na, pinasampa pa.
Oo, medyo delikado nga. So hindi ka kinabahan. So kailan ka nakakita ng opisyal ng barangay, pulis, kagawad? Wala ka nakausap?
Di, meron po yung barangay official. Sila po ang pinicturean po nila at saka isinin sa PNP police. Tapos na confirm nila na
PNP ng Iniwaran,
ng San Pascual
San
po.
Pascual.
Na-confirm nila na pala drone. Yun eh. Sabi ng kung pwede, sabi ng police kung pwede daw ihatid ko na lang po sa bayan ng San Pascual ulit pabalik.
So sakay uli sa bangka.
Opo.
Nakikita mo yung mikropono mong yan? Yan, may ilaw na pula. Yan, may ilaw na pula yung mikropono. May ilaw di ba ang pula yon? Yung drone, nung nakita niyo?
Wala po.
Na. Ayun. So binalik niyo uli sa bangka, balik uli kayo ng San Pascual.
Opo.
Pinabalik ng pulis. Hindi kayo tinulungan ng pulis na buhatin yan?
Hindi tinulungan po kami. Sa patrol. Sinakay.
Nakapunta na kayo sa bayan, sakay uli sa patrol, balik uli sa bangka, punta ng San Pascual from Iniwaran. So punta na tayo ng San Pascual. Sino naman ngayon nakaharap niyo sa San Pascual? Kayo ulit tatlo, no?
Di bali, dalawa lang po kami na magkasama na itong si Arojado.
Yung
Sama ko.
wala dito, nagbenta ng isda yung isa. So, balik kayo sa San Pascual, saan naman kayo nagpunta?
Sa istasyon po ng polis.
Okay, sino nakaharap niyo doon? Andito yung hepe ng pulis ng San Pascual.
Opo,
Ayun, si Major Albania. Siya nakaharap mo.
Opo.
Anong sabi mo sa kanya? Turnover nyo na to?
Sabi ko, sir, daw ay may nakita kaming alam na pala niya kasi
Tinawag na.
tinawag na ng barangay official.
Let me continue this with Major Albania. No, nakaharap mo tong dalawa, tinurn over sa iyo. So, ikaw na may custody noon. Inuusisa natin yung chain of custody rito. So, ikaw na may hawak. Natumawag ka na sa PD, tumawag ka na saan, marami ka nang tinawagan nun.
Yes sir, good morning po sir. Bali po sir, nung around 2 o'clock sir, may na-receive po kaming information na meron daw sir na kuhang submerged object sa area po ng Iniwaran, Barangay Iniwaran. Isla po ito sir, island barangay po sir ng San Pascual, Masbate. Then, after po nun, sir, pinano ko po dito, pinano ko po sa station, pinapunta ko po sila ulit. And then, pagpunta po nun sa ng station, di pa nila sir dala yung submerged object.
Drone, iniwan lang nila sa bangka.
Yes sir, pero may bantay po sir. And then, nagtataka ka po kasi ako sir, nung pagdating, kala ko po sir dala. Ang sabi nila sir, mabigat daw sir. Kaya yung tama sir, yung tropa ko sir, andun sir sa sentro. Pinakontak ko na sir, napuntahan. And then dinala na po sir sa station na sir, na 4 sir ang nagbuhat sir.
Apat na pulis.
4 katao sir. Sila sir ang nagbuhat din sir. Tinulungan sir ng pulis.
Mabigat, di ba kung 4?
Apo sir.
Oho. Pero sila sa dagat nakuha nila, 3 lang sila.
Yes sir.
Oh.
And then after po nun sir, nag-report po ako sir kay Provincial Director po sir na meron pong submerged object na na-discovery po dito sa bayan ng San Pascual.
Protocol nito is report to your higher headquarters, and then higher headquarters na ang bahalang mag-coordinate sa Philippine Coast Guard, PNP Maritime, or Philippine Navy. Tama po ba yun, General Dizon? So, pagkatapos po nun, kanino napunta ito? Kanino lang siya? Sino may hawak sa kanya for almost a week?
Mali po sir, 2 o'clock po sir nung na-turn over po sa amin, and then after ko po magtawag, ma-inform ko po si Provincial Director, and then nag-ano po kami, advice po ni ma'am na i-take lang po yung custody ng object po na yon.
Sino ma'am?
Si Police Colonel
Colonel,
Lian
sorry,
Bandabel,
sorry.
ma'am, na Provincial Director ng Masbate. And then, i-custody po namin and secure na walang makaano po dyan kasi medyo baka delikado.
Paano ginawa niyo? Sa opisina lang, ganon.
Yes sir, nakapatong po sir sa lamesa po namin. And then,
Parang ganyan, nakapatong na ganyan.
yes sir. And then sabi ko po na walang maglalapit, walang mag-ano diyan, yung ano sir.
Pero,
Gagalawin, sir.
Colonel, wala tayong protocol dito, no? Siguro, yung hindi niyo naisip yung bomb disposal unit natin, ganon? Colonel, ganon ba ginawa niyo?
Mr. Chairperson, may I?
Go Sir,
I'm Police Colonel Lian Bandivel, the former Provincial Director of Masbate PPO, sir. So, hindi na po, sir. This January, sir.
hindi naman dahil dito.
Ay, hindi, sir.
Okay,
No.
sige.
Hindi, sir. So, bali, sir, past 2 o'clock, when I received a telephone call from Major Albania, the Chief of Police of San Pascual, kasi, sir, malayo ito, sir. Isla kasi ang Buyas Island. Nasa mainland, sir, ang Masbate PPO.
Wala pong substation doon sa Irawan, sa Burias? Wala po.
Wala po, kasi isla din po yun.
So, walang police substation doon?
Wala po ang barangay Iniwaran. So, bali sir, upon na receipt of the information, I immediately contacted our regional directors. And then, upon informing him, sir, inano ko na yung R3 because in my mind, sir, sabi ko nga sa kanila, custody, walang lalapit, walang gagalaw, because I'm going to coordinate with the regional operation division for the expertise of an EOD, sir. So, nag-ano kami, sir, kaya pumunta dun, sir, yung EOD, sir, para sila, sir, mag-handle nung nakuha, sir, na object.
Tatanungin kita, Colonel, yung explosive unit natin, may ginalaw?
Kasi, sir, nasa ano rin ako, sir, wala ako dun sa area, sir. Ang akin lang po, sir, coordination with R3 for the request for an EOD na manggagaling sa regional office. Kasi sila, sir, ang mas malapit doon sa kung pupuntahan yun, sir.
Galing po ng Legazpi yun.
O galing ng Legazpi po, sir. So immediately thereafter, sir, na-mobilize, sir, yung ano, sir, yung EOD, sir. Kasi in my mind, sir, hindi namin alam kung ano yung component. Kasi wala kaming technical know-how with regards to that object, sir. So kailangan talaga, sir, merong technical na nakakaintindi ano ba talaga itong nakuha ng mangingisda, sir.
Knowledge, ma'am. May ginalaw po ba yung EOD?
To my knowledge, sir, kasi ang EOD,
May ginalikot?
check na lang, sir, kasi siya yung nasa area.
Major.
Yes sir. Bali po sir, nagdumating po sir yung EOD galing pong Legazpi ng around 11 PM po sir nung date ng December. Yes sir.
Alas 2 tayo nagsimula.
Yes sir.
So nakadating alas
11
11 ng gabi.
ng gabi sir. Agad-agad sir na pinapuntahan sir. And then sir, pagdating po nila sir, nag-conduct po sila sir ng rendered safety procedure sir dun sa object. And then binalutan po sila sir nila yung antena ng aluminum foil. Kasi po sabi po nila, as per coordination nila sa mga counterpart, yung antena daw po yun sir ang dapat balutin kasi possible na nag-ano po yun na nagbabato pa ng location ng tracking, yun po ang tracking device.
Kung meron mga sensitive information, hindi mo na kailangan banggitin dito.
Yes, sir. Sorry po, sir. And then, after po nun, sir, sinilip-silip nila po, sir, yung area kung mayroon po nagbi-blink na kulay.
May salamin yan, may salamin yan na bahagi na see-through. May maliit na portion niya. Nakita mo yung kanyang kasukasuan doon sa loob. Nakita mo yan?
Nung nasa dulo po, sir, mayroon po yun, sir. Ang sabi po nung, yung may butas na po kasi yun, sir. Ang sabi po nung EOD, sir, na yun daw po, sir, ang lagayan ng propeller. Kaso wala na po yung propeller nung nakita po yun. And then yung butas po.
Balikan kita, Mr. Valenzuela, pati yung kasama mo. Wala yung propeller. Nung nakita nyo yan, wala ng propeller o baka natanggal, nalaglag. Wala talaga. Alam mo yung propeller, parang ventilador o yung propeller ng inyong Yanmar na sa bangka. Parang ganon.
Wala po akong
Wala na.
napansin.
Wala na siya. Kasi ano yun yun yung nagtutulak sa kanya para umandar. Yung propeller. Parang yung propeller ng ng bangka. Wala
Po.
Pero butas yung likod.
Opo, may butas.
Yung sinasabi kong parang may salamin, nakita niyo yun? Yung kita yung loob, sumilip-silip din kayo doon, ganon.
Parang wala man ako nakita na
Pero nagsilip-silip din kayo doon sa butas. Silip-silip
Opo, yung sinilip po namin, yung parang mga
Oo.
fuse, yung mga wiring.
Hindi niyo ginalaw.
Hindi po.
Oho. Ganon din ba yung kasama mo? Si Mr. Yung katabi mo? Si Manong?
Jojo Cantela po, sir.
Ganon kasama ka hanggang makarating sa San Pascual? Buhat-buhat nyo, ganon.
Hindi pa ko kasama, sir, sa San Pascual.
Sa inirawan ka lang.
Opo, paiwan po ako sa bahay.
Inuwi nyo to sa bahay, hindi?
Then, paiwan lang ako sa bahay. Sila lang po, dalawa na.
Ikaw yung nagbenta ng isda.
Opo.
Ayun. Pagpunta mo sa palengke, doon sa tindahan ng isda, hindi mo kinwento sa pulis, wala ka nakita, barangay captain, wala na.
Wala po, sir.
Hindi ka naman natakot, ha?
Takot nga ako, sir, eh.
Ganon. Bakit binuhat mo?
Sabi ng kasama ko, wag ko na hawakan yung kanya,
Antena.
antenna, baka daw sumabog.
Oo.
Hindi ko rin hawakan.
Saan ka lang?
Yung lang sa puno.
So, yapos-yapos mo yan, ganon?
No, yung sa palikpik niya, yun ako mahawak.
Oo. Mabigat talaga, no?
Bigat.
Mga mahigit 1,000 kilo? Di naman.
Ewan ko lang, sir. Hindi ko alam yun.
Kanina, 4 na raw ang nagbuhat eh. So, sige, tanongin ko lang ito, maya, relax ka lang. Colonel, after reporting the incident to higher-ups, was there any other instruction coming from the higher-ups as to what you should do?
Upon coordination with the R3, regional operation in the regional headquarters, sila na po yung nag-coordinate with the EOD. Ang papel ko na lang po to coordinate yung special trip nila, sir. Kasi wala nang biyahe po yun, sir. Kailangan special trip sa bangka, sir. Yes, sir. Gabi na po yun, sir. Oo. From Claveria, from Legazpi to Claveria, Yodoran, and then going to Claveria kasi yun ang pinaka-shortest and fastest route, sir, sa bangka, sir. That's why we ask for the help of NDRRMO ng Claveria. Yun ang sinakyan ng EOD, team ng EOD, together with the K9 dog, papuntang Claveria. And then from Claveria, sir, nag-travel sila papuntang San Pascual by road, sir. Papuntang San
Ma'am, yun
Pascual.
yung panahon na medyo may shear line pa tayo maalo nun eh.
Yes, sir.
Magbabagong taon po yan.
Yes, sir. Medyo ano nga po
Pasok
yung
ang panahon nun.
dagat, sir.
Oo. Thank you, ma'am. So, this was relayed by R3 or R3 was instructed by General Dizon. As the RD, ano po yung mga coordinative efforts na nangyari po noon from 2 o'clock? Siguro, anong oras niyo po nalaman? General Dizon.
My respect to the Honorable Chairman, sir, and Senator Risa, ma'am, Senator JB, sir, mga kapwa kawanin ng gobyerno, mga kapwa Pilipino, magandang umaga po. Sir, right after na inform si PD, in-inform niya rin po ako ng gabi na yun po, sir. Nang hapon ng 2:30.
Ang protocol natin dito, PNP Maritime. May PNP Maritime ba sa Bicol?
Mayroon po, sir.
Sa Legazpi.
Sa Ligas.
So sina General Cabal nag-dispatch na rin doon?
Wala pa po, sir.
Wala.
Opo, nasa
Oh.
Masbate mainland po yung ating RMU5 na
Hindi, nag-dispatch din ng PNP Maritime Group.
negative na po, sir.
Negative na. So, were there efforts to coordinate with the Philippine Coast Guard or the Philippine Navy?
Sir, sa Philippine Navy po tayo nag-coordinate at doon na nga po nag-request yung ating NAVFORSOL na they will take custody of the object, sir. At nag-accede naman po tayo, sir.
That was the following day.
The following day, 31 ng
Okay, bagong taon na to.
December na po, sir.
Bagong taon na to eh. Kasi nung nagkabulagaan dito, bagong taon na eh. Bagong taon na to eh, na New Year ng tanghali, nung pumutok tong isyong ito eh. So, nag-coordinate kayo sa Navy based on Legazpi rin.
Yes, sir. Opo, sir.
Ayun. We'll ask the Navy later on. So, ang nag-turn over sa Navy is the San Pascual Police.
Negative po, sir. Yung ating EOD-K9 na po ang nag-turnover kasi sila po yung nag-conduct ng safety procedure.
So, ibig sabihin, sir, kinuha ng EOD natin at dinala sa Legazpi.
Affirmative, sir.
Sa sila kayon?
Sa truck po natin ng PNP po, sir.
By truck na, tapos niroro na.
Opo. From Puduran, sir. Puduran, Albay to regional headquarters.
And when was this? The following day, December 31.
Magkadugtong na po yun, sir. Tumawid na po ng from 30 to 31, sir, yung travel po nila.
Alas 11 ng gabi kasi. So, the following day na yun.
Opo, sir. 31.
Okay. Thank you, General Dizon. General Cabal, any efforts coming from the PNP Maritime Group?
Good morning, sir. Sir, upon receipt of the information, actually, sa news na lang namin, sir, nalaman at since PRO5 took custody of the item or the submersible drone, we were no longer, we did not exert any effort because yung the shortest possible time na pwedeng mai-transfer, sir, sa Navy since they have the technical expertise para ma-check kung ano po ba, sir, yung capability, kung ano po ba yung mga nagawa niya. So, with respect to the Maritime Group, sir, we did some research as to how did this came about sa atin. At the same time, were there similar incidents in the past? At upon further research, we found out that there is also the same incident that happened not in our country but in Indonesia. That was last 2020.
We'll go later that. Dito muna tayo sa simula nung sa mangingisda, nahawakan ng pulis. Dito muna tayo sa chain of custody and then lilipat tayo mamaya sa Philippine Navy, Philippine Coast Guard and then the other agencies, National Defense and DOJ. So if my
Mr.
other
Chair.
colleagues would like to provide follow-up questions to the resource persons previously asked, go ahead, Senator Risa.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Actually, if the Chair will allow, gusto ko pong i-follow up kay General Cabal. Kung may previous incidents katulad po nito, bukod sa Indonesia, dito po sa ating bansa at dun po sa paunang research ng PNP Maritime Group, kung napag-alaman nyo po kung commercially available din po yung drone na ito, Mr. Chair.
Mama, actually, this is not a commercially available drone, but there were similar incidents in the past. Actually, last year lang din, sir, ma'am, that a boy was recovered in the waters of Catanduanes. So, yung boy naman na yon is may mga markings ng American company. It was from an American company that used to undertake scientific underwater ocean explorations. So that boy was also delivered to the US Navy. So meron po kasi tayong mga US Navy personnel dito na we were able to and Philippine Navy was also privy to that because they were the one who coordinated, I think, with the US Navy based in Zambales.
And Mr. Chair, General Cabal, yung naunang recovery in the past ng similar drone, yung buya dun sa Catanduanes, that was the only other previous incident. Tama po ba dito sa ating bansa?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Salamat,
yeah.
sir. And nung sinabi nyo na hindi commercially available itong drone na ito, ibig sabihin usually saan po siya napo-procure? If it's not a commercial drone, paano nyo siya i-describe? Anong klaseng drone po siya, Mr. Chair?
Ma'am, doon sa research map po namin is basically it came from China. So it is a Chinese-made submersible drone. So basically sa ating commercial enterprises, wala namang gumagamit ng ganitong submersible drones. That's why we surmised that this is not commercially available, but of a military grade or scientific for purposes.
Salamat, General Cabal. Mr. Chair, if I could ask the follow-up question to the Philippine Navy.
We'll be going to the Philippine Navy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair.
Baka Senator.
Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair. Salamat, Mr. Chair. Will it be po Commander Francisco for the Undersecretary Madriaga. So sir, sa pagkaalam po ng Philippine Navy, meron din po bang similar discoveries in the past ng mga katulad na drones, particularly submersible drones, and particularly China-made submersible drones na of military grade or scientific capability na nahanap po ng ating Philippine Navy dito po sa ating bansa o sa ating mga katubigan, Mr. Chair?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Speaker. Based on the initial statement of our Philippine Navy PIO for the West Philippine Sea, Admiral Trinidad, he made mention of discoveries in the past in the Calayan Island Group, in Pasukin, and somewhere in down south. But as to the make and the specification of those drones that were recovered, we cannot make a definitive conclusion as of this time as to the origin or the ownership of those drones, because like in this particular case, no country has ever claimed such drones. Not as far as the Department of National Defense, we will always consider them as a threat, as an intrusion on our sovereignty. So, regardless whether it is commercial or military specification, we will always treat it as a threat to our sovereignty, ma'am.
Salamat po, Undersecretary. Mr. Chair, naalala ko nga po yung isang nabanggit ni Yusek na incident doon po sa Kalayaan. If I recall correctly, Yusek, napaka-active po ng LGU natin doon sa Kalayaan, doon sa retrieval. Nung una hindi nila alam kung piraso po ba ng missile daw na sumabog sa langit at bumagsak sa dagat nila. Pero ni-retrieve po nila or ng ating Philippine Navy or ng ating Philippine Coast Guard. At tama po ba yung recollection ko, Yusek, na ito po yung piraso ng kung missile ba yun or kung ano man na inagaw pa nga ng China Coast Guard or China Navy at that time, Mr. Chair?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Speaker. Yes, ma'am, correct. You're referring to an incident at the beginning of the current administration where our Philippine Coast Guard men in the Pag-asa Island area were able to recover a portion of a debris from a satellite that were being towed by our personnel, and then suddenly it was snatched in a fairly violent manner by Chinese personnel from the Coast Guard as well as the Philippine Navy. So they were able to recover that, but they cut the tow line and then they took it somewhere in their custody, ma'am.
And then, Mr. Chair, kung maaring sabihin po ni Yusek Madriaga in open hearing and not, for example, in executive session that the chair may call, yung pong pangalawang insidenteng binanggit nyo po, Yusek, sa Pasukin, would you be able in open hearing to update the committee about that, Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am. I would have to ask the Armed Forces of the Philippines regarding the reports regarding those 4 incidents prior to this one, because the information came from them, and as far as personally concerned, I haven't seen any report regarding those recovery. I don't think it's only the Philippine Navy has made the report, but if the committee would warrant, we can discuss them in an executive session regarding the result of those investigation.
Thank you so much for that, Yusek Madriaga. And for one, Mr. Chair, isa po akong miyembro ng komite nyo who would avidly attend and participate in that executive session if called po by the chair. Just to clarify po, Yusek, sabi nyo kanina, previous incidents, Kalayaan, Pasukin, and down south. So I account only 3, pero ngayon sabi nyo 4 incidents. May lugar ba na hindi lang iisa kundi 2 insidente po ng recovery, Mr. Chair?
The report that Admiral Trinidad made mention was 2 in Calayan Island, ma'am, up north, 1 in Pasukin, and 1 down in near central Philippines, ma'am, or Calapan Island. And then this is the fifth one, ma'am.
Salamat, Yusek. So Calapan, so Mindoro pala po, meron din, tama po ba, Mr. Chair?
Somewhere in the central Philippines, ma'am. I just forget the specific location.
Salamat po, Yusek Madriaga. And just to bring us po, the committee under our chair up to speed, meron na po bang kahit preliminary findings dun sa forensic investigation ng Philippine Navy tungkol sa particular drone na ito na dun po na-recover ng ating mga kababayang mangingisda sa Catanduanes naman po?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Speaker. The basic information that we are working on regarding this particular equipment came from open source. And those information are being made as a baseline, and all of those information would have to be validated after the actual forensic has been concluded, ma'am. So for now, all of those came from open source, and open source are really not that reliable as a information to make a definitive conclusion at this point in time, ma'am.
Maraming salamat po, Yusek. At Mr. Chair, I'll continue with my other questions later in the hearing. Salamat po.
Senator JB.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Siguro anybody from the Department of National Defense or the AFP can... doon mo sa sundan ko lang po yung linya ni Senator Ontiveros. Ano na po yung initial assessment, no, regarding this drone? Whether is it scientific or military? Ano pong initial report, Yusek Madriaga?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Speaker, based po sa open source, it's a data gathering equipment, and all information that this equipment can gather has commercial, scientific, and military use. Considering the strategic location of the Philippines, all available hydrographic information that can be gathered by any country would be of great advantage to them. Specifically, based on open source, this is gathering salinity, temperature, depth. It can conduct mapping of the subsurface. All of those are important for any countries that has subsurface capability, subsurface warfare capability. So, importante yung mga data po na maano niya, especially sa atin. We are a gateway to the Western Pacific from the South China Sea, and we have a lot of strategic passages from one location to another. So all the information that can be gathered regarding the characteristics of the current, the tide, the hydrography between all those passages between our main islands would be important to anyone who has a need for them.
So most likely, ito po ay scientific, hindi po kaya ito pwedeng surveillance or reconnaissance sa drone na pwedeng gamitin. Considering our situation right now, no, meron tayong ongoing dispute, no? Maaring Yun nga, nakakabahala kasi pwedeng ito yung maging surveillance or baka mamaya nag-iispiya na po sa atin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Katulad po na nasabi ko, ito po is a data gathering, and all the data that can be gathered can be considered as intelligence and information that has multi-purpose of use to the military. And as far as the Defense Department is concerned, we are treating it as a national security matter, whether it is unarmed, uncrewed, but like I've said a while ago, we consider this as a violation of our territory, and it's a matter of national security for the Department of National Defense, sir.
Thank you, Yusek Madriaga. Can you ask probably sa DFA, siguro si Yusek De Vega, as there any, after this incident, itong this Covington drone, did the DFA communicate with the other embassies, particularly China, kasi mukhang China made po ito. Did we have any communication with the Chinese embassy?
Magandang umaga, Your Honors. No, we did not send out a note to ask inyo ba to? But we have not received any information, as expected, from any foreign state to claim ownership of the submersible. So we understand the Philippine Navy needs 6 to 8 weeks. One thing important we note, and I'd like to take advantage of the opportunity, nalaman namin to through media. So hopefully next time DND can contact us. So officially, we don't know about this except through the media and now this Senate hearing. But nevertheless,
with the permission of Senator JB, yung lumalabas na balita na pinasosoli na raw ng China ito, hindi totoo.
No, wala
pong may kumakalat na balita sa Ministry of Foreign Affairs sila na isoli daw.
Wala pong communication at all from China about that. But let me say this, no? Under Article 245 of UNCLOS, the express consent from the coastal state is needed for a foreign country to conduct marine scientific research in its territorial sea. So this, as mentioned by Yusek Mariaga, could have data gathering. So marine scientific research yan, violation yan. So if China asks it, well, we're gonna protest instead. Kung inyo yung drone yan.
Siguro last for this, Mr. Chair, yung incident na una, no, yung nabanggit kanina ni Yusek Madriaga, yung pong yung inagaw sa atin, no, at the early part of the administration. Ibang no, at least yun talagang forcefully, talagang nakipag-agawan sila, no. Siguro yun mas may kumbaga mas may baka may military or anong satellite yon. But this one, wala pa ho silang walang incident, walang claim, no? Wala ring claim ang anybody, wala ho nag-claim ba? May magkaibang no, in treatment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Speaker. As of this time, sir, nobody is claiming the return of the item or claiming ownership of the equipment, sir.
Yung last na po, what is the assessment of the DND or EFP regarding the potential strategic implications of this drone's presence in Philippine waters, considering may may endurance, medyo may long distance endurance capability siya na pwede siyang, well, nasabi nyo nga, data gathering, pwede rin hong maging surveillance. So
sir, our initial assessment, sir, it has a long endurance. It is battery powered based on initial assessment, and it has no propulsion. It has no propulsion mechanism. That way, it has no propeller of some sort.
May butas daw sa likod eh.
Hindi, sir. Ang tingin namin, sir, since it has a long endurance, tapos glider siya, it is possible, sir, based on our assessment, it is possible, sir, that it was released with the understanding of the nature and behavior of the current that is passing through the Philippines. Kung i-analogy natin, sir, but I'm not saying na the same country ang gumawa. Kung matatanda nyo, sir, yung spy balloon na dumaan sa US and Canada, those are propulsionless, but they were released with the understanding of the jet stream. In the same manner, if a country that has a deep understanding of the nature of the current passing through the Philippines, you can actually release this kind of drone to gather information for the long term and transmit information somewhere. Talagang dadalhin siya ng Agos somewhere. Kaya yung location niya, sir, is northeast of Iniwaran, Masbate. Nandito na siya, sir, sa between Bicol and Masbate. Pero eastern side na siya. So if you would look at the current, I'm not really an expert, sir, but of course my office is the strategic assessment. Yung current from the South China Sea passes through Verde Island, passes through Palawan, and going to our internal waters. Tapos meron din current, sir, na coming from the eastern side, yung tinatawag na North Equatorial Current. Pumapasok din yun, sir. Yung location ng kanyang discovery is already nasa eastern side na po siya, between the main island of Bicol and Masbate. So a country who has an understanding of the nature of the current, characteristics and behavior of the current of even in the internal waters of the Philippines can actually release something. And
since this is a glider, this is not necessarily released from another mothership which is floating, but even from an aircraft airborne.
Lahat po yung possibility that would be determined later on, sir, pag makomplete talaga yung forensic na
So
gagawin
babagsak na
natin,
lang
sir.
siya. Para
Posible yun, sir. Pwede ring release from on the surface o subsurface or above,
kasi nakakatakot
above
lang
water.
yung release airborne. Ibig sabihin, may nakapasok sa ating eroplano na doon pinaglide pababa. Di ba? So,
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, if I may, dahil pasensya po, I need to leave early for another activity here at the Senate. Kung pwede ko lang pong i-put on record yung ilan pang natitira kong tanong, if our resource persons would care through the guidance of the chair to answer still during the rest of the hearing. So ang natitira ko pong mga tanong ay, what do we know about who might have deployed this drone and where was this drone most likely deployed from? Tapos, yun na nga po, what sensors were present on the drone, if any, based on preliminary findings of the forensic analysis of the drone. At yun na nga po, moving forward, what is the current anti-submarine warfare or ASW capability of the Philippine Navy? Can we detect the presence of submerged submarines transiting our archipelagic waters? How best can we upgrade this AWS capability of our Navy? And kanina po nabanggit ni Yusek Madriaga yung mga passages po sa ating archipelago. Would it be possible to deploy hydrophones at all in the 7 choke points, so-called choke points in our archipelagic water? So good to know na kahit more than 7,100 islands tayo, kung meron talaga bang 7 choke points, posible bang mag-deploy tayo ng hydrophones dyan? Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair, at sa ating pong mga resource persons.
Thank you, Senator Risa Antiveros. We took note of your questions. We'll be propounding the same as we go along. So thank you for your presence and attendance. So going back to the glider, I've been reading materials. Meron kasi mga glider na binabagsak nga sa dagat. Meron namang glider na sinasabi ang range ay 1,500 kilometers from where it was launched. So malayo-layo yung 1,500 kilometers. Conflicting reports would indicate that the battery life of this is 300 days. Tapos may nagsasabi naman sa akin that gliders can operate for 30 to 40 days. May nagsasabi naman yung baterya niyan ay 300 days. So siya ay naubusan na ng baterya. At kung hindi lang natin naimbitahan yung Pag-asa, nagsimula tayo sa bagyong Christine, kung ano, nandun lahat yung sa Bicol eh. Posibleng natamaan na rin ito ng mga shear line natin kung saan na siya napadpad. Baka hindi talaga ito sa Masbate. Kung ano pa man. But I'd like to show a video footage of a similar glider coming from another country, from a source in Taijin. Pwede ba ipakita yon? Para matanong natin yung dalawa nating kaibigan mahingisda kung parehong-pareho. Ganyan ba yung nakita nyo, Mr. Valenzuela? Yung sa video, yan, sa television. Ganyan yung nahuli nyo.
Yung ano niya, yung pakpakay nasa dulo.
Nasa dulo. Gaya nito nasa
Opo,
harapan natin.
ganito.
Eh, yung kanyang antena, nasaan?
Bale, ganito rin ang pagkaano. Nasa ulo. Yung
Nasa
ano
ulo,
niya,
gaya niya,
antena.
maliit na yan. Baka nabigtal na yung antena sa dulo. So halos ganyan din. Wala kang nakitang yung sa ilalim niya, wala kang nakitang parang marka na nakikita mo yung sa ilalim ng palikpik niya na may markang parang bukasan. Ayun, yung kulay gray. Wala?
Wala po.
Wala. Sige. Can we proceed to the other slide? Ganyan yung nakita nyo. Malapit-lapit na dyan. Hindi pa rin.
Hindi pa rin.
Hindi pa rin.
Wala.
Can we have the other slide? At iba na to. Nasa gitna yung kanilang palikpik. Can we have the other slide? Yung actual na... Wala? So, siguro, we leave it at that. Pwede nyo nang patayan. But I'd like to ask DFA and Department of Justice. Pinag-usapan na kanina yung UNCLOS na banggit. Itong ganitong drone, with the permission of Senator Ejercito, itong ganitong drone, yung tanong ni Senator Risa pala, kung sino yung pakakasagot nun, sasagutin niya mamaya. Itong ganitong drone, under international law, is this considered as a warship, a ship, or a weapon? You might term it as a civilian ship or a warship, or is this a weapon? Kasi yung distinction na yun, magiging magkaiba. Pag ito ay warship, ang ibig sabihin yan, may label yan. May markings yan. May HY119. Pasok na siya doon. Pag ship siya, it has to be manned by a crew. Pero ngayon, ang crew, hindi naman dapat kailangan nakasampa dyan. Crew can be manning the ship autonomously, nasa isang command center, nagko-computer, to be considered as a ship. At kung considered siya as a ship, pasok siya doon sa ating Archipelagic Sea Lanes Law, na doon dapat siya dadaan. Kung considered naman siya as a weapon, although sinasabi kanina, scientific research, ay iba namang batas ang susundin niya. May mga Geneva Convention tayo sa weaponry. Ang in charge na doon, kung sino man yung military commander na nag-release nun. So, can we ask DOJ, ano to, ship or a weapon? Hindi naman pwedeng laruan lang ito. Go ahead, Attorney Ganchon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you for this hearing because I actually don't know before the details.
Pakilakas, ma'am.
Yes, malayo lang po yung microphone. Yes, Mr. Chair, I took note of your questions on whether this is a ship or a weapon. And thank you for this hearing because now I have some details, more details on this one. Mr. Chair, it's actually difficult to classify it as a ship because it's unmanned and uncrewed. So most likely it's being controlled remotely. Or I also took note that it is as stated by our DND, Yusek Madriaga, that it's a data gathering equipment, this drone, but we just don't know if the data being gathered by this drone is going to be used for military, scientific, or commercial, because the data it gathers can be used, it's multi-purpose, the data that it gathers. So we cannot really say that it's a ship, but it's most likely deployed by a ship, or as you said, Mr. Chair, by an aircraft, we just don't know. And I took note, Mr. Chair, that you said that, and as explained by our DND, that it has long endurance, that it is battery powered, Mr. Chair, and it has no propulsion mechanism. So it moves based on the behavior and the character or movement of our currents. So because it's long endurance, it might be deployed somewhere else, not exactly in Masbate where it was found, Mr. Chair. For example, it can be deployed in our exclusive economic zone by a vessel, and based on the movement of the currents, maybe they studied the movement of our currents, it entered our archipelagic waters, Mr. Chair. So it was found in our archipelagic waters, but most probably deployed somewhere else because it has long endurance. It is battery powered. It's possible that the battery got drained, Mr. Chair, so it was not able anymore to gather information, but for sure there's some information gathered inside, so there's also a need to analyze any information it was able to gather to know for sure, Mr. Chair, whether the data being gathered is for military use, for commercial use, or for scientific
Hindi kaya
use.
yung data gathered ay transmitted na. Hindi naka-stack dyan. Hindi naman parang black box yan na nandun lang yung data. Na-transmit na niya.
It's
Kasi
also possible, Mr.
kahit
Chair.
ito po ay autonomous, ang tawag po doon ay merong human in the loop. Human in the loop. Yung Ukraine war ngayon, puro drones na eh. Merong human in the loop. Yun yung nagkukontrol, may military commander yun eh. Hindi naman po pwedeng ginlider siya, bahala na siya, self-autonomous na siya. Hindi, merong human in the loop. So, yung kanyang data gathered was already received by the human in the loop. At hindi po yung Pilipino. Hindi po yung Pilipino. Hindi atin to. Wala tayong ganito eh. So, ibang bansa yung batuhan ng impormasyon na kanilang kinakalap at sila yung makikinabang doon. Hindi tayo. Di ba ho? Kung ito ay sa scientific man, civilian purposes, or military, hindi Pilipinas yun.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but I just would like to emphasize that this is a violation of our rights, depending on where, for example,
Violation.
Because, Mr. Chair, we don't know where this drone was deployed.
Walang permit. Una, walang permit.
Yeah, pending the conclusion of their investigation. But since it was
5 weeks
found,
pa. Oo.
yes, since it was found, Mr. Chair, between Masbate and Bicol, those waters are considered as our archipelagic waters.
Ang sabi po ng ating kaibigang mangingisda, half mile na lang daw. Mr. Valenzuela, di ba? Half mile, 1 milya na lang o kalahating milya? Nakuha nyo?
Mga kalahati siguro.
Kalahati. Malapit lang, ano?
Oh.
Kayan lang mo yun. Oho. So, nasa loob talaga ng municipal waters na ngayon. So, ano sa tingin nyo, attorney? Dapat ba maghintayin pa natin yung 5 weeks na forensics o mag-file na tayo ng diplomatic protest?
For prudence, Mr. Chair, we need to be sure the origin of this drone, right? The DFA cannot just...
nakalagay na po doon, HY. HY is, binanggit ko na kanina yung ano, binanggit ko na yung ibig sabihin ng H1, Hayin. 119. Hayin 119. Hayi. H-A-I-Y-Y-I. Or a sea-wing glider. Sea-wing glider. Galing po sa Taijin, China. So sa ngayon, wag mo na mag-file ng diplomatic protest.
That's an option. That's for sure. We can file a diplomatic protest, but the diplomatic protest needs to be supported by a formal results that came up by our Philippine Navy. But Mr. Chair, let me just say that I took note of what General Cabal said, that this is not commercially available. This particular drone is not commercially available, and we took note, and I took note that it's made in Tianjin, for example, Mr. Chair. So we can consider all of these facts together and come up with a conclusion, but it's better for our operational units, for our Navy, for our experts to come up. Yes,
Tapusin
Mr.
mo
Chair.
na. Sa inyo pong pagkakaalam, attorney, pag merong scientific research, kanino nang gagaling ang permit? Sino nagbibigay ng permit? Ano ba to? National Security Council ba to? DNR? Or is there an interagency body na kung saan dapat mag-apply ng permits? Kanino ba ho ito?
Mr. Chair, the DOJ is part of the Technical Working Group on Marine Scientific Research, and this TWG MSR is being chaired by the DFA. So if a foreign state wants to conduct marine scientific research in any of our maritime zones, be it in the archipelagic waters, territorial sea, exclusive economic zone, including even internal waters, they should need the consent of the Philippines. It's just that if it's internal waters, archipelagic waters, and territorial sea, they should get our express consent.
Merong scientific research.
If they
Yun
want
ang nakalagay sa
conduct-
UNCLOS, di ba?
Yes po, yes sir. But we have a rule before in the task force that if it's a scientific research in the West Philippine Sea, the technical working group on MSR must elevate it to the task force on West Philippine Sea for determination before it can be finally approved because of security reasons, Mr. Chair. So you just don't consider the views of our scientists, but also of our experts in the security sector before a request for marine scientific research is approved.
Siguro matanong ko na rin National Security Council nandito eh. Sino po ang tatanong? Director Racadio or ADG Acuña? Has there ever been an instance wherein the Philippine government obliged to the issuance of a permit upon previous request of another country? Meron ba ho?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For MSR, request for MSR.
Tawag natin, Marine Scientific Research, MSR. Yun, sige.
MSR. Meron na po. There have been a few instances when the TWG headed by DFA approved a application for MSR by a foreign country.
Sampo yan. Kaya tinatanong ito kasi mahalaga po yung lugar dahil kailangan maibaba po yan sa mga local government units. Para malaman din ng mga mangingisda na merong mga ganitong dadaan sa inyo, eh baka hulihin nyo, baka sumabog o kung ano pa man, di ba ho? Para alam din ng ating kapulisan kung ano yung gagawin. So ano po yung, tapos na naman tayo, legal naman yung pagbibigay ng permit nung dati. Saan pong lugar yon? If it can be revealed.
The DFA has a list of those.
Marami na ibig
sir,
sabihin. Ayun.
Naka-file naman po.
Ito siguro yung mga nagre-research kung saan meron langis, gas and oil. Can we give a specific instance, Yusek De Vega?
Yes, sir. Actually, since 1996 to now, there's been quite a lot that have been granted. No, there have been 68 since 1996 up to now.
These are foreign companies or the sovereign state itself?
Foreign. No, it has to be the sovereign state, even on behalf of a company. And usually sa Japan to. Japan nating Iran. And
ano po ito? Yung mga tuna research?
Kaya nga Mindanao po.
Oh, Jensen area.
Yes po. And we have denied also quite a few. May 68 we have also denied.
Yun ang banggitin.
Mindanao. And certainly for this year we have not granted any. Wala pang request, wala pang grant. So as the DOJ representatives mentioned, whether it's a weapon or a ship, the point is may violation na. So once we know which country
and then
did
if there is a request, other appropriate government agencies would likewise be involved. For instance, halimbawa po, PBOLX, kung i-research natin Manila Trench or yung Philippine Deep. So, involved din sila.
I can inform you the members of the working group for this. Of course, DFA is the chair, the National Maritime Center, DND, including the Navy, DOJ, Transpo, DOST. So,
NSC, what about NSC? Hindi kasali?
No, it's not specifically listed, but they're really, our security officials are represented.
Alarming, naunahan pa tayo mag-research ng China sa underwater features sa Benham Rice, di ba? So, kaya ko binubuksan to, siguro for future undertakings wherein you will grant positively requests from other sovereign states, siguro maibaba sa DILG, ma-inform yung mga LGUs para itong mga isda, yung BIFAR, alam din yon. Anything to add, Attorney Gatchoon? Hindi pa natin nasasagot yung tanong, is this a weapon or is this a ship Magkaiba yung responsibility and accountability nila. If it is a weapon, may Geneva Convention tayo. Kasi nakikita natin, alam mo yung ilang drone na nagpalubog ng barko sa Black Sea galing ng Russia doon sa Ukraine war, mga drone na lang ang nagpapalubog eh. Is this a weapon? Can this be weaponized? Definitely. Or is this considered a ship? Doon ba sa ating ginawang maritime zones law, may distinction, may classification ba ng drone?
There's only a provision there, Mr. Chair, on the prohibition on the conduct of research in our waters without our consent, Mr. Chair.
So research can be done by a drone or a ship.
Yes, Mr.
Ang
Chair.
definition naman ng ship, it has to be manned by a crew. Ito definitely, wala namang mga maliliit na crew na sakay dyan. Pero yung theory ngayon is that there is always a human in the loop, navigating and commanding this. Diba? So ang sabi ng iba, this can be considered as a ship. And if it is a ship, it can be considered either as a civilian ship or a warship. Pag ito ay warship na nasa loob, ay ibang usapan na yon. Di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. By itself, we cannot call it a ship, but since, as you explained, it's being controlled by somebody else, so it's part of that ship, Mr. Chair. Where the
Although,
control...
Attorney Ganchon, ang sinasabi ngayon, yung bagong versions nito, AI na ang nagko-control. But whether it is artificial intelligence, may tao pa rin in the loop na nagko-command kung saan man siya. Kung nasa barko man siya, kung nasa inland siya.
Yes, Mr. Chair, autonomously or remotely controlled, Mr. Chair, and as you stated before, the data is being transmitted to where it is being
Na-transmit
controlled.
na siguro. So, is there a suggestion coming from you? If the Philippine Navy, through the forensics, would conclude that there was an intrusion into our internal waters, is there a suggestion coming from you to utilize the penal provisions that would enable us to seek fines from whomsoever is the one in charge here? Kunsyahin naman, sisingilin natin ang fines, pinasok tayo, inabala lahat tayo. Meron ba ganon?
Yes, in our Philippine Maritime Zones Act, Mr. Chair, there is a provision there, penal provisions, penal sanctions, in both laws actually, in Philippine Maritime Zones Act and the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act. But let's focus on the Philippine Maritime Zones Act because this is most likely a violation of either of our sovereign rights or our sovereignty, Mr. Chair. And so once the investigation by the Philippine Navy has concluded, hopefully they're able to determine the origin or the provenance of this drone, Mr. Chair, because if you would like to impose a penalty, be it in the form of a fine or under the Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, imprisonment, you need to exercise jurisdiction over that person. You need to arrest somebody or yes, Mr.
Pero
Chair.
pag nag-file tayo ng another protest or case, pwede natin dalhin yung drone sa United Nations.
I would leave that to the DFA, Mr. Chair, with respect to, I know this is just a replica, Mr. Chair, no, but of course it depends on the DFA. And on your question on whether this is a weapon, I would defer to the DND on whether you would classify this as a weapon, Mr. Chair, and on to the DFA on whether they would bring the drone to the UN General Assembly. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. May tanong kanina si Senator Ontiveros. I think this is directed to the Navy or the Coast Guard. Kaya niyo bang masagot yun? Submarine warfare. Siguro connected na to sa nangyayari ngayon. Coast Guard, Navy can answer this. Ito bang ganito ay pwedeng manggaling sa monster ship? Pwede? Yung monster ship na loitering ngayon doon sa Bao de Masinloc.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, as to how this was launched, sir, since sa open source wala naman siyang sinasabing specifically how it is launched. So, all platforms, sir, tulad nga sabi niya, sir, can be dropped from the air. It can be launched probably for another submarine or from a surface vessel. So, everything, sir, is a possibility, sir. So, lahat po yun, sir, pwedeng pag-aralan kung talaga saan siya nanggaling.
Sir, do we have a scientist in the house? Hindi pala tayo nakaimbita ng from DOST, COMSEC. Mas maganda sanang malaman natin kung ano ang ibubunga ng hydrographic surveys ngayon gamit ito. Kasi sinasabi nyo kanina, scientific, so kung ito ay isang unmanned underwater vehicle, UUV, ay hindi lang naman topography ang hinahanap no. Nabanggit nyo kanina yung salinity, etc., etc. So ito pong kinakalap na datos ay magbubunga magre-resulta ng isang hindi lang study, kung hindi kapakinabangan sa gumagawa ng study. So yung study siguro pwedeng research, hindi lang naman sa isda yon. Hindi lang naman siguro sa salinity na sinasabi. Yung merong hinahanap na bagay. Meron ba makakasagot no kung ano yung hinahanap na bagay? Ito ba ay natural gas? Ito ba ay minerals? May hinahanap yun research Hindi ka naman magre-research ng ganyang katagal, ng ganitong ka-risky ng wala kang hinahanap dahil wala kang permit. At kung Yusek De Vega, kung nag-apply po ba ang China na magre-research, bibigyan nyo ng permit?
Well, I can't say the only DFA because it's a working group meeting, but it's well, for now it's very doubtful, given that we have these issues with them. May I also mention, in light in what the DOJ mentioned, no? While we defer to them also, ang problema by calling it a ship, for example, the ship fires a torpedo or a missile, it's not part of the ship. So, parang ganun na yan. Kung weapon naman, I was talking to Yusek, a weapon has to cause damage Siguro if it had an explosive device, it's a weapon. But, well, this can be, militarily used. So, given that, no, pag nag-request in China, I will not say no, but it's extremely doubtful under the circumstances that the working group will agree to grant it.
Sir, doon po sa mga
Navy joint.
Yes, doon ako papunta. Doon sa mga naunang binigyan ng permit, was there a provision that would require a sharing of information? Kasi hindi tayo nakakuha wala tayong kagamitan, maaring yung research pagbigyan tayo ng konti kahit 3 pages para magamit natin.
Indirectly because we require Filipino participation, meaning may Filipino scientists doon sa marine scientific research ng foreign country. So we have the info too.
We can control, we can have access to the data. 100%.
Yes, certainly.
What if China applies for a permit with the same kulatilla that they would likewise share information? Papayag kayo?
Well, sir, I think we have sovereign rights that we have to protect. So, well, I have some officials here belonging to the same working group.
Hindi siya ini-encourage ko yon. Ibig ko sabihin, baka sakyan nila yun na, kami, willing din kami mag-share ng information kung ano yung gusto nyo. Basta payagan nyo yan. Will that be possible?
I'd rather, sir, that they at least share the right of our fishermen to baho de Masinloc, as according to the UNCLOS.
Payagan na lang tayo doon.
Yes, rather than talk about sharing info. In the first place, sinabi ng arbitral tribunal, pwede yung Vietnamese, pwede yung Filipino, pwede yung Chinese fishermen, and they're not allowing it. Yun na lang i-share nila kaysa itong data, Your Honor.
Correct. So, sino yung mag-a-answer ng question ni Senator Ontiveros? Navy?
Mr. Chair?
Right.
Yung unang tanong po ni Senator Hontiveros regarding kung saan po ito galing, the determination of its actual origin, sir, since it is rudderless, depending lang siya sir sa karakteristik ng Karen, medyo may hirapan po tayo. It would pose a great challenge determining its actual origin sir, considering hindi na natin alam sir kung kailan siya ni-release, gano'n siya katagal upload, whether yung malalaman natin kung yung battery niya sir kaya na siya nakita sa surface is naubos na. And we have to cross-reference that do sa nature ng karet nga sir, coming from the western side and the eastern side. Medyo mahirapan po tayo mag-determine kung saan siya nanggaling. Yung pangalawa naman po, yung do we have the capability on anti-submarine warfare po, that is one of the capabilities being developed by the Philippine Navy, sir. We are accelerating that development, especially, sir, ngayon na the Maritime Zones Bill had been enacted into law. So, babantayan natin, sir, yung mga ASLs natin, babantayan natin yung mga passages na ginagamit for international shipping. And the Philippine Navy, as part of its modernization series, actually accelerating that capability. Now we have the very basic capability on anti-submarine warfare, but the question is the capacity on how to actually guard all the 7 strategic passageway of the Philippines. But that is one of the priority of the modernization program, sir. The anti-submarine warfare.
Kung totoo yung binasa ko kanina na 1,500 kilometers ang range, eh siguro kahit malayo dun sa passageway natin, pwede nilang ilunsad yan, di ba? So that's the difficulty. Coast Guard, any capability on the part of Coast Guard to detect, to assist? Kasi parang wala sa loop kanina ang Coast Guard eh. Who will speak on behalf of Coast Guard? Meron din akong tanong mamaya na siguro pwede na sagutin ng iba. Kasi yun siguro Attorney Gadjon, kanina nabanggit yung sa US, yung sa Subic area, yung nangyari noong 2016. 2016, 50 nautical miles sa Subic Bay. Sinoli yun eh. Sinoli yun kasi kinonsider yung ganitong drone as a sovereign immune vessel. As a sovereign immune vessel, under international law, may-ari nun ay yung kung kanino magaling ito. So pag dumating siguro sa yugto, sa pag-aaral ng Navy na ito ay talagang Chinese origin, pag hiniling sa atin ng China na isoli ito, DFA, isosoli ba natin ito sa China? Given that there was already a precedent as regards an incident between China and the US ganito rin panahon pala, December 19, 2016. Sinole. So, bago mo sagutin yan, papasagutin ko muna si Coast Guard patungkol. May similar instances ba na nakasali kayo dito? Ano yung protocol ng Coast Guard ngayon?
Sir, good morning, Captain Baxen of the Philippine Coast Guard. As for the Coast Guard, sir, we don't have the capability to detect drones on the subsurface. However, kapag surface ito, sir, may limited capability po yung PCG. And for the question, sir, na kung previously ba meron kaming nakuha sa dagat or na detect, for now, sir, none, maliban, sir, doon sa incident sa Pag-asa where the Coast Guard and Navy personnel jointly recovered yung nakuha sa Pag-asa, sir. And pagdating naman sa protocol, sir, as of the moment, sir, wala po yung...
Sa Ilocos na yung tail ng isang rocket. Di ba? Meron din ganon? Di ba Coast Guard din na nakuha no, PNP? Meron yung buntot ng isang rocket na bumagsak na galing from orbit. Hindi ba Coast Guard yun o police na lang yun?
Personally, sir, I'm not familiar with the incident. Maybe, sir, I can report later on kung anong nangyari dun, sir.
Walang kapabilidad ang Coast Guard to determine kung ganon-ganon. Ang sinasabi sa akin, tama ba? 3 lang ang kulay nito. Kulay dilaw, kulay orange, at yung kinakatakutang kulay itim. Si kulay itim is of military grade. Tama ba yon?
Well, yes sir, we also refer sa analysis ng Navy sir kung saan kapag yellow or orange, ibig sabihin gusto niya makita siya or ma-identify siya sa taas ng surface. Kapag gray or itim, ibig sabihin sir, hindi siya gusto ma-detect kaya pwede sir gamitin yun militarily.
Same, the same protocol kayo ng Navy. The same.
Pag
So pag nakakuha kayo, bibigay uli sa Navy. O meron din kayong forensics?
Sa Coast Guard sir, kapag walang capability yung Coast Guard para sa yung analysis, we refer to the National Maritime Center kung saan
Saan po? National?
National Maritime Center kung saan sir andun yung agencies na may capability mag-conduct ng forensic, mag-investigate ng kung anumang bagay na pwede ma-detect o makuha natin sir.
But right now, it's naval intelligence ang Yun ang dapat palakasin natin. Yun ang dapat palakasin natin, yung capability nun. Any other from the Coast Guard who would like to respond to the question of Senator Risa kanina? Di ata kayo nag-notes Ano yung tanong ni Senator Risa? Captain Pere.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Captain Perez, sir, from the Maritime Safety Services. Sir, dun sa tinanong po ni Senator kanina about kung anong ang type ito, whether vessel ba to or considered vessel or not. Under the IMO, sir, may ginagawa sila kasi ngayon, sir, dun sa MAS or Maritime Autonomous Surface Ship. Ito, sir, may 3 categories at yung last category nito is totally unmanned ship. But dun sa underwater, sir, yun nga, sir, it's medyo hindi pa rin siya ganun ka yung pag-classify natin kasi either it's part of the ship or not kasi nga hindi iba po siya Iba yung treatment, sir. But for now, what we are developing is for the vessels pa lang na unmanned talaga. But tama po yung sinabi niya, sir, kanina na kahit unmanned ito, it's totally controlled by someone either malayo doon sa area or near doon sa area. So yun po yung ginagamit.
Ito bang ganito ay pasok din sa mga littoral areas? So ibig sabihin, hindi lang sa dagat ito. Pwede ba itong pumasok sa halimbawa Pasig River? Pwede ba itong pumasok sa Cagayan River? Pwede ba itong pumasok sa Laguna de Bay? Coming from Manila Bay, pasok ng Pasig River, punta ng Laguna de Bay. Pwede ba yan?
Yung capability, sir, kung kasi may yung under doon sa open source naman, sir, meron siyang buoyancy control, sir. So kung talagang bababa siya ng depth, sir, pwede siya, sir. Basta nakaprogram kasi yung iba, sir. Merong either i-program mo lang siya kung saan siya pwedeng pumunta and doon niya i-survey yung...
Kaya?
Kaya, sir. Kaya po.
So kung makapasok to ng Pasig River, hindi pa delikado. Marami tayong mga tanggapan doon. Nandun ang Malacanang, nandun lahat yung, di ba?
Yes, sir. Opo.
So, hindi ba makaka-raise ng concern ito na pero magagaling yung ating mga mangingisda. Ito ba pwedeng hulihin ng lambat? Harangin na lang ng o bubutasin niya ang lambat. Maglagay tayo ng harang na lambat doon pag huli ng huli sila. Pwede rin yan.
Ito po siguro, sir, kasi nasabi sa ganito
mga bantay dagat natin.
Glider type kasi sa sir, so dependent siya talaga sa current. Not unless propelled sa sir, yun yung time, sir, na pwede talaga siyang mag-debate. Kasi yung iba, sir, may sensor na kung may makakasalubong siya, pwede siyang mag-debate. So, if they are programmed to do that, they can do so. Pero kung hindi naman, sir, at dependent lang to sa current, parang drifter lang, sir, sunod lang talaga siya sa niya, kung saan siya dalhin, sir. At yun lang yung kakukuhanan niya ng mga data kung saan niya tinatamaan yung area, sir. Pwede po yun.
It was programmed in such a way that it will just navigate subsurface in a certain area. Hindi naman siya pupunta ng malalayo. Doon lang siya. Yun ang AOR niya . Kung napadpad siya ni Christine ng mga bagyo, ibang usapan na yun. Pero doon lang talaga siya nag-i-emit ng signal. And most probably, I'm just thinking hypothetically, yung recipient ng signal, nandun lang sa malapit-lapit din yon. Posible kaya, sir, Captain Ferry, yung tumatanggap ng emission nito, ng transmission, ay na land-based.
Yes, sir. Pwede po, sir. Kasi satellite yung feed niya, sir. So, kung itinatransmit niya by satellite, kahit malayo, sir, even kahit sa ibang bansa, pwede niya, sir.
Tanong ko, halimbawa, nasa isang hotel lang sa Pilipinas, yung tumatanggap ng datos nito, nandito lang sa Ross Boulevard o kung saan man, o nasa Legazpi o kung nasaan man. Hindi kailangan nasa China o nasa isang barko. Turista lang dito, may dalang laptop.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pwede po yun, sir.
Nandito lang siya, doon lang siya nagko-compile ng transmission. Pwede yun?
Opo, sir. Kasi din-develop ngayon, sir, doon sa MAS, yung mga controller, sir, kapag dumaan yung autonomous ship nila, meron silang local controller doon sa area, sir, na nagre-receive nung feeder. So sila yung nagko-control. So pwede po yun doon.
Yung tumatanggap ng data, pwedeng nasa Pilipinas, at yung nagko-control nasa Pilipinas din.
Possible po, Mr. Chair. Pwede po rin.
Ayun, nakakatakot. 'Di ba? Hindi na kailangan sa isang mothership, hindi na kailangan sa isang malayong lugar sa ibang bansa, kundi turista na rin dito. Siya na rin yung nagko-control, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pwede rin po yun.
Yusek,
I wanted to mention, sir, yung tinanong niyo kung ibabalik sa China. Our understanding is this drone or a drone like that is already useless pag na yung battery. So there's no reason for China to ask it back, lalo na aminin nila kanila yon. However, if they ask it back, may ibig sabihin yun. Baka may data na ipit sa loob. Baka there's something dangerous there. Because it's not an expensive piece of equipment. They don't need it back kung na-transmit na. So it would reveal that there's something if they badly want it back. I don't think they would ask it back, but if they did, well, kung mag-withdraw sila sa Scarborough Shoal, kung withdraw nila yung monster ship, i-withdraw nila yung mga ships na nag-aharas sa atin sa pag-supply sa Sierra Madre, we might consider it, but they're not going to ask it back, sir. They deny that they send drones, for sure, if you ask them. It's extreme, because it's admitting that they're violating our territorial sea.
Okay.
Kasi kahit nasabi nila, kanila yung islands. Kasi the UNCLOS did not determine na kanila yung islands. Pero ito territory, loob na municipal waters unless they're claiming the Philippines as well. Violation na yan. So they will not say that kanila yung drone yan.
Salamat, sir. Attorney Gachon, there is another terminology I would want to be clarified. Auxiliary vessel. So if this is not a warship, if this is not a weapon, is this an auxiliary vessel?
Well, when you say auxiliary vessel, it's usually connected with military vessels, Mr.
Correct.
Chair. Yeah, connected with military vessels. But I cannot say for sure with respect to this one, Mr. Chair, because it's underwater, unmanned, uncrewed. But Mr. Chair, can I just go back quite a bit with respect to the penal sanctions for this one, Mr. Chair? Because you said a while ago that in Subic, the drone was recovered and US said that return it to us, it's sovereign property. So in case that this is an auxiliary vessel, part of a military vessel, etc., and they enjoy sovereign immunity, Mr. Chair. And so any penal sanctions under our law cannot be enforced against a sovereign vessel or against a sovereign state, Mr. Chair. But under the Philippine Maritime Zones Act and the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, although foreign vessels enjoy sovereign immunity, Mr. Chair, if we can show that it has caused damage to our environment, then they can be made to pay compensation, Mr. Chair. But in this case, there's nothing that says that it has destroyed some of our marine
wala pang
protected
findings.
areas.
Hindi natin
All that,
na-involve
Mr.
dito ang
Chair.
DNR eh.
Yes, they enjoy sovereign immunity, but they can be made liable for the destruction of the marine environment, Mr. Chair. So, in other words, if we consider this as an auxiliary vessel, part of a military vessel, they would enjoy sovereign immunity, Mr. Chair. So we cannot impose any penalties against, for example, China, Mr. Chair, because it enjoys sovereign immunity. So
We are
have to go
required
back.
to return that.
We're not required to return it if nobody claims it, Mr. Chair, and in
Hindi,
what
paano
case-
paano masasabing sovereign immunity kung hindi nila aminin kanila?
Ayun na nga, Mr. Chair. So, if nobody claims it, and we don't have a formal finding on who owns it, the origin, the provenance of this one, Mr. Chair. So we cannot really impose our laws against the person or the entity who deployed or launched this drone. That's the difficulty, Mr. Chair, with respect to this one. That's why I would like to focus on, there's a question by Sen Contiveros about what is our current anti-submarine warfare? Can we detect submarines? How do we upgrade? Can we deploy hydrophones?
Gentlemen, kumain siguro kayo.
In our
This is a working
7
lunch.
choke points. So may ganung question po si Senator Tiveros. What is our current anti-submarine warfare? How can we detect submarines? How can we upgrade? Can we deploy hydrophones in our 7 choke points? Mr. Chair, we are a maritime and archipelagic state. Our maritime area is bigger than our land area. Our land area is only about 30,000 square kilometers, but our maritime area is 2 million square kilometers. So where we are 88% water, Mr. Chair. So there's really a need to have maritime domain awareness, Mr. Chair. This MDA, maritime domain awareness, should include maritime domain underwater awareness, Mr. Chair. We should know what is happening underwater, Mr. Chair. So we need to upgrade and we need to prioritize, Mr. Chair, our capability for maritime domain awareness, especially maritime domain underwater awareness, Mr. Chair.
Reminding us, is that part of the Coast Guard's vision to have a underwater maritime awareness likewise? O doon lang tayo sa ibabaw? Coast Guard.
Yes, for now, sir, we're concentrating on the surface through the BTMS, but we will be looking forward for this one, sir, since ito yung need for now, sir, na kailangan agapan din.
What about the Navy? Is there such a move to have a underwater maritime domain awareness? Yung nangyayari sa ilalim, nakikita lang natin yung ibabaw eh.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, anti-submarine warfare, sir, would not only include protocols against submarines and other subsurface vessel, but also understanding the underwater domain of our maritime territory, sir. So we are developing those capabilities, sir. You must understand, sir, that the armed forces of the Philippines have been concentrated solely for the past 50 years on internal security problem. It is only now that we are really focusing on external defense, and with drones and other new methods of war, we are accelerating our learning curve, sir, to address all of this new facet of modern warfare, sir. But rest assured, sir, the Defense Department as well the Armed Forces of the Philippines are accelerating our capabilities, sir, through procurement as well as training with our allies and partners, not only with the United States.
But can we also develop a similar submersible drone? Kaya rin siguro natin gumawa nito eh.
Yes, sir.
Maganda rin mabalitaan, sir, na nahulihan din tayo ng ganyan sa ibang bansa. May nakita doon, Philippines. Nakita doon sa malayo. I would like to welcome Senator Robin Hood Padilla. So, kaya rin natin gumawa ng ganito?
Yes, sir. I think, sir, the Philippine Navy as well as the DOST, sir, has the capability to build rudimentary version of this drone, sir. Submersible vessels.
Siguro yan, kahit mga estudyante natin, magpa-contest tayo ng ano. But again, I think the point raised by Attorney Gatchon is correct. Kailangan may awareness din tayo sa ilalim. Alam din natin yung nangyayari sa ilalim. After 5 weeks, looking forward, ito ngayon, dinadissect, kinoforensics ni Navy. Bubuhin ba uli yun? Bubuhin ba o nasa operating table na yun na hiwa-hiwa na Yung ba ibubuhin ulit, re-reconstruct ulit natin, pag hiningi sa atin ng China, susuli. O pag yung kailangan natin i-display kung saan, kung kailanganin ng United Nations, pag tayo nag-protest, may ebidensya tayo ng buong buo kaysa yung parang in-overhaul mo yung isang sasakyan na hiwa-hiwalay na, kalat yung mga piston ring, hindi wala na yung makina. Hindi ba natin is there a plan to reconstruct the same to show its original figure on the part of the Navy?
Sir, may I turn over the floor, sir, to Commander Fernandez, sir, the commander of the Naval Research, Francisco of the Naval Research, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Basically, sir, yung pong mga katanungan kanina kung saan ba ginagamit to, paano ba po to ini-launch, kanino po to, or anong gamit ang nito dun sa may owner of this object is that nandun po sa loob. So sa ngayon po ang nakita po natin yung kanyang physical appearance, so masasabi po natin na siya ay yun nga po lumulutang, pero hindi pa po natin alam yung propulsion system niya, yung battery life, and what are the communication system sensors na meron po siya. So pag nalaman na po natin yung mga yun, sir, we can identify kung saan po siya, para ano po yung mga gamit niya, ano po ba yung dinidetect niya. So doon lang po natin malalaman yun. Sa ngayon po, tama po kayo, sir, we are in progress. That's why yung sir, replica lang po yung nadala natin dito. O ginawa po. So binubuksan po natin, sir. Sir, as the Director of Naval Research and Technology Development Center, sir, we are studying this kind or a similar underwater drone or unmanned underwater vehicle or glider. Marami pong tawag sa kanya. And kung ito po, sir, we are tasked to have an technical assessment on this. So sasabihin po natin kung ano nga po yung mga laman niya. So that's the time malalaman po natin yung within the timelines na binigay po ng Philippine Navy. At sir, pag-aaralan po natin to kasi gusto po rin natin matuto. So sa Naval Research po in the aspeto ng research. So pag-aaralan po natin to kung ano po ba yung capability nito, the technology na meron siya. Marami pong pwedeng laman ito. So pero gaano na po ba ka-advance? Yun po yung pwede natin malaman dito. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Ang ko rin, Commander, pwede bang i-reconstruct ulit siya, buhin nila para hindi pagkatapos ng forensics, hindi naman nagkalat yung, alam mo na, di ba? Kailangan mabuo ulit na ganyan. Kung hindi man buong buo, ma-reconstruct for future.
Kaya nga po, sir, may tedious yung process niya kasi iniingatan po natin, ayaw po natin na ma-damage siya so that we could, kung meron mo siyang laman, hindi natin ma-damage yung laman and eventually, sir, pwede natin buuin ulit at mabalik sa dati niyang condition, Mr. Chair.
This is the first time or
for our NRT,
before?
The NRTDC, sir, it would be our first time, sir.
Were there efforts to coordinate likewise with the DOST or an agency within the DOST, scientists that probably might be able to render some of their expertise? Meron ba ganon?
Sir, sir, we are doing that, sir, because we are part of the SRDP program in which the DOST, we are partnered with DOST and the academe, sir. So kakailanganin po natin lahat ng government agency na makakatulong sa atin para malaman natin o ma-assess natin itong drone na nakita na to, sir, Mr. Chair.
I think a unit of DOST should be assigned to the Naval Intelligence Research. Dapat meron ganon. Nakagawa na sila ng ganyan, maliit lang eh. Nakita ko na eh, pati yung lumilipad. Kulang lang sa siguro kung gawin yung Navy Reservice yung mga yon, i-collocate na sa kanila. Kailangan natin ng Naval Research. But siguro, Senator Robin Hood, may tanong po kayo dito. Nandito yung mga mangingisda natin, nakakuha noong drone sa Masbate. Nandito yung mga kapulisan. Sila yung unang nakaresponde. Nandito Philippine Navy, nandito po ang Coast Guard, nandito po ang DOJ, nandito ang Department of Foreign Affairs.
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum. Opo, ako po ay nakikinig papunta dito dahil ako po ay meron pang pinanggalingan nung sinabi po sa akin ng aking mahal na senador na ako daw kailangan niya dito. Madali po akong pumunta dito, pasensya na late, pero ako po ay nakapakinig. At ako po naman ay nandirito upang sabihin lang, ba't nakatutok sa atin naman itong ano ba ito? Ano ba talaga to? Kasi kanina po sa pag-uusap ninyo, nakikinig ako, wala pa talaga tayo po palang kung ano po ba talaga itong drone po ba ito na weapon? Kasi nung narinig ko, weapon po ba ito? Ang sabi nyo ay hindi. So ano po ba ito? Ginagamit po saan? Yun ang mga tanong po na at nasagot naman po ng ating mga bayani na pinag-aaralan pa. So siguro habang pinag-aaralan, iwasan muna natin makarating sa mga usapang makakaapekto sa diplomatic na relasyon po natin sa China at sa ibang bansa pa, nakakapitbahay natin. Sa ngayon, hanggat pinag-aaralan pa po natin ito kung ano talaga ito at kung anong gagawin natin, nababalitaan ko po parang ang sabi sa akin ng aking senador kahapon, parang binabawi na po ito ng China ba? Ganun po ba? Meron po bang ganong
sa social media?
Okay, opo. So wala pa pong umaamin kung kanino ito. So sa madaling salita, hindi natin alam kung ano ito. Hindi naman po ito yung totoo, no? Kasi delikado naman yan, papasok tayo ng totoo. Replika po ito. So shape tayo lahat. Okay, so yun lamang po ang akin pong mungkahi. Ito po ay nagaganap hindi lang sa ating lugar. Marami po mga ganito na rin na mabalitaan po ninyo kahit po sa ibang bansa, sa mga progresibong bansa. May mga pumapasok na din ng mga drone na sinasabi na hindi alam kung saan ang gagaling. Dahil wala po talagang dino. Sino naman na magsasabi kung saan galing yan? Hindi naman nila tatatakan yan kung saan galing. Dahil madaling salita, pang-espiya yan. Yan ay malinaw. Ngayon, kung kanino man galing yan, wag muna tayong maghusga. Wag tayong padalos-dalos sa panahon nito na naglalagablab ang mga ibang lugar sa mundo. Nakakatakot po kung tayo pa yung makikisawsaw pa dyan sa mga naglalagablab na lugar na yan. Siguro po sa oras na to, napakaganda na gumawa po ng pagdinig yung aking pong senador, sapagkat kailangan din natin itong pag-usapan dahil kung ano-ano yung mga lumalabas sa social media na hindi naman tama. Kita niyo sa social media, ito daw binabawi na. Kaya po sana, bigyan po natin ng pansin itong issue na binubuksan ng aking senador, Senator Tolentino, dahil ito po talagang may kinalaman sa ating seguridad. Pero wag naman po tayong patalon-talon sa mga kwento-kwento. Tama na po yung mga kwento-kwento. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po, mahal namin senador.
Salamat, Senator Padilla. So may we ask categorically from the Navy, when will the forensics be concluded? Kailan matatapos? Kasi yun na rin yung patutunguhan ng sinabi ni Senator Padilla. Pag natapos siya, alam na natin kung ano yung laman, ano yung laman sa loob, ano yung nakalap na datos, kung sino ang manufacturer, kung sino yung saan ang galing, maliwanag na yan. Ilang linggo pa bago ito fully dissected?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, since we are being careful, sir, sa pag-inspect nito, sir, hindi lamang, sir, sa hindi natin kasi alam yung nasa loob niya. Initially, galing po sa ordinance ng PNP, but then we are very careful on dismantling it, sir. So we will not damage it, or we are not expecting anything na ma-find out natin doon. And then if there are data information that nandun po sa loob, hindi rin po rin natin alam. So, sa ngayon po sir, we are doing our best. Hindi lang naman po ang NRTDC to. So, it is a pinagsama-sama pong kumbaga expertise ang kailangan dito. So marami pong ahensya at mga departments ang kailangan na magtingin dito. So we cannot give the definite time, but we are doing our best to complete our technical assessment.
Matatapos. So nagsimula tayo sa mga mangingisda ng San Pascual, nakarating tayo sa Legazpi, nakarating tayo ngayon sa Metro Manila, and definitely it will have an international dimension kung ano man ang katatapusan nito. That's the magnitude of this. Sinimulan ni Mr. Valenzuela, akala nila nakakuha lang sila ng boya sa karagatan ng Masbate, isinakay sa bangka, dinala sa Dalampasigan, ipinalipat uli sa San Pascual, kinuha ng Philippine National Police ng R3 ni na General Dizon, nakarating ng Maynila, nandito ngayon tayo. At kung ano man ang magiging resulta nito, ay baka magdulot din ng pag-upgrade ng ating mga pangkasalukuyang batas, lalong-lalo na sa definisyon ng vessel. Is a vessel, is this considered as a vessel? Is this considered as a unmanned vessel? Is this considered as a weapon? At marami pang implikasyon yon sa international law that probably would lead to the filing of an appropriate protest if necessary on the part of the Department of Foreign Affairs. At ganun din siguro sa Navy at sa Coast Guard, yung pag-i-improve at upgrade ng capability na nila na ma-detect yun nasa ilalim. Hindi lang tayo nakatingin doon sa surface. At isama nyo na rin po doon ang PNP Maritime Command, which we are trying to upgrade this year. They will have 3 new muti malaman na Navy at Coast Guard, they will have 3 new regional headquarters. One is in Mindoro Oriental, Bongabong. One is in Cebu, in Naga City, Cebu Province, and one is in Maimbog, Sulu. So tatlo yan. So if all of this would be completed this year, the Philippine PNP Maritime Police Command Group ba kayo, Command? Group will collaborate with the Navy and the Coast Guard. Isa lang naman yung mission doon. So yun yung mangyayari ngayon 2025, and I look forward to the upgrading of their capabilities as well. So hihintayin natin yung critical po sa Navy yung paglabas ng resulta. Critical po yun dahil yun po yung doon magsisimula kung merong penalty si DOJ. Doon din magsisimula kung merong diplomatic protest si Department of Foreign Affairs. At doon din siguro magsisimula pa yung pag-upgrade natin ng ilan nating mga pwedeng iakyat na mga batas, lalong-lalo na patungkol dito sa mga unmanned vessels, underwater pa, na baka marami pang nandito sa atin ngayon na hindi natin alam kung nasaan. So I think this would likewise result in some circulars coming from BIFAR that would instruct, guide our fisher folks to be cautious in dealing with this. Mr. Valenzuela, matanong, ikaw una kong tinanong, ikaw yung huli kong tatanungin. Nung una mo nakita ito, ano ang boya, no? Boya?
Yes po, parang buya siya.
Oh, nung araw nakakakuha ka na ng boya?
Opo, yung buya kasi ginagamit ng mga mangingisda bilang tanda.
Oh, so pag nakakuha ka ng boyang palutang-lutang, inuuwi mo o binabalik mo?
Pag lutang-lutang siya, ibig sabihin kung ano ay wala, kung pag walang may-ari, pwede mo nang kunin kay.
Pero ito,
siguro
nung nakita mo ito, hindi ka nabalutan ng takot? Kayong tatlo?
Natakot po ako nung dinala na namin sa iniwaran kasi daw baka daw bomba.
Oh, okay. Kinukwento ko sa iyo yung kadena. Ngayon, nung binitbit nyo, sinakay nyo sa bangka, hindi ka natatakot?
Hindi po.
Ayun. Kaya ikaw ang huling tinanong ko. para ipahiwatig sa lahat na nakikinig. Kahit siguro ka-advance ang teknolohiya, kung sino man ang pinanggalingan nito, yung tapang ng Pilipino, lalong-lalo na yung mangingisda, ay laging mangingibabaw. Kahit yung kanila ay advanced technology, kahit punong-puno yan ng libu-libong sensors, si Ginoong Valenzuela at yung mga kasamahan niyang mga tigamasbate ay hindi nabalutan ng takot. Bagkos, inuwi pa nila yung nakuha nilang drone kung saan man nanggaling yan. Walang training sa EOD, walang training sa forensics, lambat ang binalot nyo, no? Sinakay sa bangka, inuwi. At hanggang ngayon, naririto sila para ipakita na ang mangingisdang Pilipino ay matapang at nagmamahal sa bayan. Salamat, Ginoong Valenzuela, at sa iyong mga kasamahan. Senator Padilla?
Opo, maiksi lang po, aking senador. Total, boya po, Ragong. Akala mo boya.
Yes po.
O, dapat may pabuya sa iyo ngayon, si Senator Tolentino. Ayos, Tol.
There are matters that need to be raised, which were not discussed, coming from the other resource persons, which I failed to ask questions. Yusek De Vega.
May comment lang po. Nandito ako makatawan ng Department of Foreign Affairs, bagamat ako USEC for Migrant Relations. Pwede rin kasi nag-migration tong drone. Naging migrant drone. Meron din palang migrant drone, hindi lang migrant person. Papasalamat lang ako sa inyo at kay Sir Padilla. Sir Padilla, tulad ni Senator Tonjo, kay isang tunay na estadista kasi alam nyo na hindi dapat basta-basta magsisi ng bansa at saka kailangan suportahan ng mahusay na relasyon pandiplomatika natin sa ibang bansa. Yung social media kasi may nagpa-pressure sa amin, mag-protest na, ganyan, hindi pa naman. At ang pinaka-importante pinagmumula ng ating kalakasan bilang bansa, alam ng DND, alam ng DFA, sa diplomatic relations, military, ang ating mga kababayan. Kasama na yung... Ako po yun. Kung ako yun nandyan, hindi ko hawakin yung buya niyan o yung bomba o what. Pero sila ginawa nila. Kaya nalaman natin may drone dito. Kaya mabuhay po kayo. Salamat.
Salamat. Any other wishes to express something before we wrap this up? Wala na. General Dizon. Okay. Maraming salamat. General Cabal. Maraming salamat. Colonel Van de Belt. Parang ano yung pangalan mo? Parang Netherlands,
Dutch, sir.
Nga,
From
diba?
Belgium, sir.
Belgium. Belgian ang tatay mo?
No, sir. Husband, sir.
Ha?
Husband, sir.
Husband. Oh. There is a motion here coming from Senator Padilla that we likewise recognize the fishermen who found and retrieved this submarine drone. So if you would like to put that into a motion, because this coming Monday, we would also be recognizing, I think, a personnel from the Bureau of BJMP na nakipagbarilan single-handedly sa Mindanao. Naka-rescue ng para isasama na rin natin silang dalawa. Babalik uli kayong dalawa dito sa Senado. Hindi naman namin kayo i-detain. Okay lang yun. Paparanga lang kayo sa Lunes. If you would like to put that in the motion, which we will be filing today, with the assistance of COMSEC. Can you draft that motion, resolution? Would you like to formalize that, Senator Padilla?
Opo, Ginoong Tagapangulo, nais ko pong magbigay ng motion na pagbibigay po ng parangal dito po sa ating mga mangingisda na nagpakita po ng kanilang katapangan at pagmamahal sa bayan. Kasi sa totoo lang po, kahit po ako, katulad po ni Secretary De Vega, masyado kayong matapang po talaga na talagang pinakikita niyo po. Ako po ay saludo sa inyo. Karapat-dapat po kayo talagang bigyan ng parangal. Yun po ang aking motion na Ginoong Pangulo.
The same is approved. So we'll file the resolution today for them to be recognized this coming Monday. Kunin na lang siguro yung pati yung isa, tatlo kayo, di ba? Manang tatlo kayo, di ba? Oo. Ay, bata yung isa. Anong pangalan? Ikaw ba yung isa? Tumayo ka. Ikaw yung bata.
Bibigyan ng scholar.
Paano? Paano niya nabitbit ito? Oh. Are there other matters to discuss? We'd like to, this is not the final hearing. We will have another hearing upon receipt of the findings of the Philippine Navy, which would be critical insofar as the future actions of the Department of Foreign Affairs is concerned, as well as the DOJ. So, kung wala na po siguro, we'd like to thank you for your attendance. You've been a great help, not just to this committee, but to our country as well. Without objection on the part of the members of the Special Committee on the Philippine Maritime and Admiralty Zone, the Senate inquiry is hereby suspended.